California, people are already moving out in droves because they're looking for affordable housing. The rent is too damn high. The cost of living is too damn high. And not only in California, but other states in the United States, people are moving out. Eventually, the price of living is going to be sky high for everybody in the United States. I don't care where you're at. As long as you're in the United States, eventually, if not half, a good percentage of the United States population, the way I'm seeing things starting to head, because we already got homelessness is crazy. It's ridiculous. It's record numbers today. 20 was it 2025, the 21st century, we got more people that are homeless than ever before. And it's not because everybody that's homeless are bad people or druggies or mentally insane. And if you believe that, they lying to you. It happens to people that are well to do also. It happens to people who have degrees. It happens to middle class people. It happens to poor people. And it also happens to rich people, believe it or not. A lot of them just blow their brains out or they jump. Usually the middle class and the poor, we ain't built like that, right? Especially the poor. Poor people, if we do rise up, this is a hypothetical, and I'm quite sure, obviously poor people have risen up in the past from a poor status to a rich status, or from a poor status to a middle class status. And if they lost all their money, rising from poor to middle class or rising from poor to rich, if they did, a lot of times they don't blow their brains out and they don't jump. For some reason, uh, less fortunate people or people that's poor, for some reason, I believe it creates character. I've been homeless before, uh, more than two times, a total of three times. And honestly, I would not change it for the world because now I know what it is to have and I know what it is to have not. And I can have empathy and sympathy for those who experience being homeless or sleeping in their car or sleeping in the streets or sleeping in someone's house, renting a room. I've also done that. Or sleeping on someone's floor or somebody's couch or someone's garage. Now, just because it has not happened to you or me in a sense where for me it has happened to me, but it has happened to where I got back on my feet. But there's a possibility it can happen to all of us where we don't get on our feet. And then we'll be like one of the ones saying, like I said in my past video, oh my God, I didn't think it would happen in my city, in Pleasantville. Newsflash, yes, it can happen to anybody. This system is raw and uncut. And the prices are ridiculous. So we as Americans, we got to start standing up. We got to start having these conversations at the dinner table. We got to start uh, breaking those color lines and start talking about what's in our best interest as human beings in America, as Americans. Not as white people, not as black people, not as Mexican people, as one people. Or we're going to see more people on the streets, good people. Because I know we're taught that only trash people, only the worst of the worst become homeless. And that's a damn lie. And like my grandparents would say, don't believe everything that's on the damn news, the idiot box, because it's all political. And I'm gonna be honest, it's all built to make the minority look like we're thieves, and we're this, we're that, we're all druggies, we're all alcoholics, we're all bad people, and that's a damn lie. There's good and bad people in all races. Let's keep it 100. Like the young people say, let's keep it a buck. Now let's go back to business, because this is where it really counts here. We got to start dealing with the issue. It's not going to go away. And we got to start thinking about how are we going to leave this world? How are we going to leave the United States when we die? We're going to leave it to our kids like this? Will the powers that be push us into living like the people in China? Some of the people in China, like I said in my past videos, are living in drawers or living in a small, like picture you living in your bathroom. Some people got bigger bathrooms than others, but still, a bathroom. We're not talking about a mansion bathroom. We're talking about a regular working class house that has a bathroom and a middle class house that has a bathroom. Imagine living in that or living in a closet. Do your research. They also want to depopulate the society just like China. We're going to have to stand up and we're going to have to start asking questions. Why in the hell do we have 14.9 million abandoned homes across America? And because people can't afford it, those homes stay abandoned? That's stupid. That don't make no damn sense. Like Mike Tyson would say, that's ludicrous. Come on. When are we going to start thinking and moving as a unit, as American citizens, to make things change, to make things happen? They divide us with the race thing when we go to vote, and it works because we're all dismantled as human beings in the United States. We got all these different tribes of different colors, and we're all going in different directions. And this is why it's so shitty, the housing system. And then my detractors, you know, in my other videos regarding the same subject, I had people in the comment section, my detractors, well, let me tell you how real estate works, and and then we have these lenders, and you have to do this, and then they have to make the money, and da 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 da, blah blah blah. Who gives a shit about all that? All I asked them, well, let's go ahead and keep, or I said a statement. Let's go ahead and just keep the houses abandoned. That makes a lot of sense. All I care about is the houses not being occupied. Why is the house being occupied? Why is the house not being occupied? And I already know the answer. They can't make no damn money off it. That's why. So they figure, well, if the banks can't make no money, nobody can have it. And that's why I use that analogy. If you got a kid in the room and he got all these toys and he has that one toy that he really don't care about, so he puts it to the side, and then another kid comes in and the kid is attracted to the toy that the kid put to the side, and the kid's like, no, that's mine. I don't want you to play with that. That's control. And that's what the banks are doing. And that's what the government is doing. We got all these people that's homeless, and nobody can live in those homes. Newsflash, them today, us tomorrow. And like I said, it's only going to get worse. People are starting to wake up. People are getting to the point where they're like, nah, hell no. So what's going to happen? Half of the population in the United States, eventually in the future, there's going to be what, more abandoned homes than there are people? And half of the population are going to be living outside of these perfectly good abandoned homes? That's stupid. It don't make no damn sense. And it only works because we don't speak up as a people. And it's not just speaking up, we don't vote. Well, that's a whole nother thing. I vote, but I question the system. I'm going to be honest. I question the system because the system does not work for the people. Because if it does work for the people, it should have been working for the people. And this is common sense. And like one of my commenters said, which made a lot of sense, common sense ain't common anymore. It's common sense. Everybody should have food, clothing, and shelter. It should be your right. But because we live in this capitalistic, greedy system, and we've been doing it for such a long time, which really we haven't. America's only, what, 200 some odd years old. And how do we know that the original system was bad? Because the original system, everything came from the land. Your housing, your food, and your water. Capitalism and greed at its finest. We're looking at it, we're living in it, and we're experiencing it. When are we going to jump out of the pot? Like that analogy, the frog in the pot with the boiling water. The frog had no idea that it was in the pot full of water boiling. Well, the frog wouldn't know if he jumped in the pot and it was boiling, he'd jump in and jump out, right? But no, it was a slow burn. The frog was in the pot and the water was boiling. It was a slow process. And by the time the frog realized, oh shit, I stepped in doo doo, let me get it off my foot, it was too late. He couldn't jump out because the water was too damn hot. Why should we wait till the shit hit the fan? And technically it already has. This is Mike Chevalier, keeping it simple and precise.